Not generosity, but total debt. Puerto Rico, not Greece this time. Puerto Rico is facing a massive amount of debt, $72 billion in debt to be exact. But now, just moments ago, breaking news, 2016 presidential candidate Hillary Clinton has broken her silence on the U.S. territory, saying, quote, as a first step, Congress should provide Puerto Rico the same authority that states already have to enable severely distressed government entities, including municipalities and public corporations, to restructure their debts under, now this is specific, Chapter 9 of the Bankruptcy Code. Joining us now to talk about this, Fox Business senior correspondent Charlie Gasparino, along with Keith Hausman, president and CEO of Oxford Capital and managing partner of Oxford Advisors. Keith, to you first. How big a deal is this that Hillary Clinton wants to enable Puerto Rico the chance to declare that kind of bankruptcy? Well,
first, Liz and Charlie, thanks for the invitation. It's good to be here. Yeah, I mean, while on the one hand, it would certainly provide for a more organized process of restructuring the debt, on the other hand, states don't currently have that ability. And the bond holders, the mom and pop holders, as well as the institutions and the funds like Franklin and Oppenheimer and a lot of other large muni.
Yeah, what would happen to them?
They purchased the debt without having Puerto Rico having that ability, so it won't be unfair.
Let's be clear here, unless I'm missing something from the perspective President of the United States' words here, she's absolutely wrong.
That's right.
States do not have the ability. What she wants to do, she wants to give Puerto Rico the powers that U.S. states don't have. Isn't that what she's saying here?
That's correct. States don't currently have it. Puerto Rico attempted to enact their own bankruptcy statute a year ago on June 30th, the Debt Reinforcement and Recovery Act, which was proven unconstitutional by a federal judge, an appeal just upheld today. And obviously Puerto Rico is lobbying Congress in order to get Chapter 9 ability.
I mean, obviously, you know, it's going to be people can make the easy leap, and I'm not going to put you in this position because you're not a political guy, that she's actually pandering to the Latino vote for this by giving Puerto Rico, you know, powers beyond what the states have. But let's talk Turkey here. You're a guy who's covered this for a long time. You know the political end in terms of policy. Is there any chance they're going to be able to, that Congress will allow Puerto Rico to have this type of extraordinary power?
In this Congress, I don't believe that they're going to give Puerto Rico Chapter 9 ability to restructure their debt. And quite frankly, I believe debt is sacrosanct, and bondholders bought the debt and paid a certain price and yield in order that there were not a Chapter 9 or bankruptcy statute.
We didn't bail out Detroit, Keith.
So therefore, I think it's highly likely, Liz, that Puerto Rico is not going to...
Detroit filed, though, didn't they?
They did file.
Okay, but that's a different...
That's different. I mean, a municipality instrumentality of the state.
You could file as a municipality.
Correct.
You can't file as a state. So what happens? I mean, I guess, you know, listen, Puerto Rico's debt is largely owned by individuals and now hedge funds who took,
a lot of hedge funds,
who took the role of the dice when Puerto Rico started first having problems. You know, what do you see happening?
Yeah, well, obviously debt changed hands significantly starting a year ago and up until now when they first passed the Debt Act, when the debt significantly traded hands, which was clearly on purpose by Puerto Rico. To the hedge funds, to the distressed debt players and folks that can tolerate and analyze the risk a little bit more better than. Well, it's going to be a messy process. PREPA has been undergoing, you know,
that's one of their agencies,
right? The electric utility with $9 billion of debt of the $72 billion, or $9 billion of the $20 billion that the public corporations have, has been negotiating with the creditors for almost a year now, and they're not done. In fact, they just extended the forbearance agreement until September 15th.
So everybody's going to get screwed.
Well, we'll see how the process plays out. I mean, at these levels, it's certainly a speculative play. Folks can analyze that themselves. I'm not here to give investment advice on what particular Puerto Rico debt, or at least on the air.
Thank you, Keith, very much. We appreciate it. Hey, why don't we just take a rope and put it around the debt? Like Hillary's people put a rope around the reporters.
Well, that's the whole concept. Create a bad bank.
Exactly.
Can you do that? Can you do a bad bank with them?
It's an interesting concept, Charlie. I'll ponder that.
Keith Hausman, Oxford Advisors Managing Director, along with Charlie Gasparino. Thanks, guys.